All right, so we got these pair of Tony Lamas boots that belong to my oldest son, and you can see here that yeah, they're dirty. He's done a lot of rough and tough stuff in these boots, but we're gonna go ahead and hook him up, get him squared away, get all this dirt off of him, get the soles re-dyed. Just try to do the best we can to really just get him taken care of. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this acetone and we're just going to apply it to the leather. We're going to use acetone to clean a little bit. So all we do is just get a little acetone. We just wipe it on the leather. But you really have to be careful with acetone because it can um, take off more of the color in the leather if you let it sit too long. So really, we're just putting a light coat of acetone on it to really get some of that deep dirt out from the leather. His boots hadn't been cleaned in a while. So once we get the acetone to do some of the heavy lifting, we're going to still hit some saddle soap up on it just because this is like a cowhide leather, very um, old, but it definitely is well constructed and it's definitely holding up to the test of time. But even up here on the uppers, there's a lot of creases that have a lot of dirt in it. So I want to concentrate on getting those cleaned as well. So we're going to hit up the soles, the uppers, around here in the heel counter, and on top of the vamp and the toe box, and also along the stitching and the welt. So we'll clean all that out too. Okay, so acetone did the trick. As you can see here, all the dirt has been lifted off the surface for the most part. There's some heavier spots there, or should I say some spots that dirt is still hiding, but the acetone is dry now, as you can see on this one very clearly. But that's where the saddle soap will come in and do its job. But again, like what I said about the acetone, it'll help get the dirt and help get most of the dirt and dust off the surface and bring some of the help to bring some of it off of the out of the surface, excuse me, and out of the pores of the leather, so you can have a little easier job of cleaning. But nothing to me works the best as saddle soap. It's not for every application, saddle soap, but on boots like this where they're cowhide leather, bull hide, or you know, not so much snakeskin or anything like that, but it's just a roper, regular, roper style boot or square toe, whatever shape, it doesn't matter. It's really the leather takes well to saddle soap like these. So, and especially in these deep grooves in the stitch and the welt down here, you just have a whole lot of dirt just been hiding. So that's where you really can get in there and scrub, and that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so we got these bad boys now clean. They're dried out pretty good. But what I like to do is I got my brushes over here, and what I typically do is take my brushes, two of them, and once I see that it's drying up, I kind of help it out a little bit longer, or help it out a little bit, help the process go a little bit faster, so it won't take longer to dry. And I just simply go across the boots with this brush. And what that does is it gets off all the surface dust again and gets it all prepped and ready for conditioner, polish, or color adding and then polish. We're going to add a little bit color back into these boots. And then, but before we do that, we're actually going to go ahead and hit the heels up with some edge dressing. I'll show you how to do that as well. Edge dressing is something that you can use, which you do have to be careful, but you can use on the soles of the boots, right here on the sole and the midsole, which is here. That part sometimes gets scuffed up by, just wear and tear. But you can add a little edge dressing to it over time to bring back the color and the shine a little bit. But that's all we do for that, is to get that, taken care of with the edge dressing. And so edge dressing is one of those things where it's an option. In some cases, it's a necessity. When you're cleaning shoes and boots and stuff, it is a necessity, especially if you're wanting to do it all and do it all right. Best thing to do, get edge dressing, but again, be careful. See, these boots are already trying to shine up. We're just cleaning them. And I'm not going as fast with the brush just because I don't want to work up a lot of noise, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to wipe this off. You can get to going like this as fast as you want. If you got customers, if you're a boot cleaner for a profession or shoe cleaner for a profession, you got somebody in your chair, you want to go fast, and you can do this anyway. But we'll get to that part when we get to polishing. Throw that rag across there. But yeah, just go ahead and hit that up. And just like that. Okay, next up, edge dressing. So this is edge dressing. This is Febreze. It's really good stuff. And it's just a simple edge dressing solution. Kind of shake it up. This is why you need to be careful. You can wear gloves if you need to. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it here. But it looks like this. Comes in this little applicator. And all you want to do is simply run it across. Run it across here. Then run it across here. And then when you run it across, again, edge dressing is dye. So you want to make sure you don't hit it up on any other surfaces as much as you can, because it will dye the material, whatever it is. So you just want to put it on the leather heel stack. And this is one thing you have to be cognizant of. If your boots are leather, then it will adhere to leather. Plastic, it won't, because plastic is plastic, and some boots is just depending on how they're constructed. There are some boots that they use those composites and plastics and stuff in the heel stack. And so look, I already got one right here. Hey, right there on my teacher. Oh, right there. Yep. And just by touching it, but it didn't really stand it all that bad. I'm not worried about this shirt. I'm just saying, be careful. Typically, I wear an apron when I'm doing this, and I didn't put it on. So, so hey, that's what I get. But yeah, with the leather heel stack, this edge dressing works best because it is leather. It's for leather. Leather absorbs. Leather absorbs this stuff all day. Matter of fact, when the boot maker makes these boots, when they make boots, they'll use this dye on the welts and on places on the boot where they change the color. So that's how they get that color, because most of the time, if it's a veg tan leather or something where they're using um, some type of tanner tanner made product from the factory or whatever, it's coming in a natural color. The welts normally come in a natural color, and so when they construct the boot, they'll have to change that color depending on the the preference of the boot or customer, shall I say, especially if it's a cobbler that's working with the material. They've already gathered up the information from the customer to let them know what color they want their welts. Some of them, they want a natural color, and then the cobbler will just keep it natural, or they want it dyed black or blue or whatever color, or brown, should I say, most common, not really blue, but brown um, is a common color for changing the color of the welts, and black too. And so yeah, they get very creative, these cobblers and bootmakers, and it's so cool and interesting to watch that. But yeah, dyeing is what we do here. And now these are, you can already see the shine coming back in. And all I'm doing here is just getting the remnants out of this sponge applicator onto the to the boot to make sure that it it's taken well. So, and I'll show you here in just a second what that looks like when it's done. But yeah, this is just a refresh. It's the refresh of the sole. Okay, now just to kind of recap on the refresh of the sole, you can see here that we added the dye, and it's looking really good. We went ahead and did it underneath the the sole and the part of the heel cap, so, or heel stack, shall I say. But yeah, right here it's already starting to dry. Now you can see too here where the leather has dried, and you can see some of the spots that are extra thirsty, extra thirsty. I mean, they've been screaming at me the whole time I've been cleaning them. Give me something to drink. They thirsty. So now this is the time where we're going to do the conditioning process. So now we're going to do the conditioning, and what we're going to go with is this stuff. Okay, so got a glove, and I'm going to use this stuff right here, this Neat's Foot oil, and I'm just going to just apply a little bit onto the surface just to see how well this Neat Foot's work on this one. Just in here, yeah, you can see the Neat Foot's already working in that. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait on Neat's Foot. We're not going to use Neat's Foot yet. We're going to condition with conditioner, and we're going to put Neat's Foot at the end, because his boot is definitely this type leather is porous, and it's demanding of conditioner. So we're going to use conditioner first before we do anything with Neat's Foot. Neat's Foot will be towards the end, but we're going to go ahead and take some conditioner, go ahead and put it on in that leather, and make sure that that leather gets hydrated. And then we're going to come with the next steps of polishing and all those things. So stay tuned there. Okay, so now everything's looking great. The leather's finally drying up. You can see that the conditioner really helped to pull in all of that conditioner into the leather, and now it's not thirsty anymore. It had a drink. So this whole boot here looked very dry earlier, and now it's looking really good. As a matter of fact, I can see I got a couple spots here I can throw some in. So let me get some of that in there real quick. This way you just kind of go over it again. It just simply put it in there. And this all-purpose cleaner is made by Free Brings as well. It's a really good conditioner for all leathers, all types of leathers, all types of leathers. It's really good though. Just go ahead and throw that in there. Okay, now what we're gonna do is take your brush and just go ahead and brush everything down again. Just make sure you get the surface dust off, because the next step is going to be adding the color in, then polish and creams, and then we'll start the shine process, and then we'll top everything off with some oil, just a light coat of oil, neat foot oil, so his boot will stay healthy, hydrated, and ready to work. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw some color in here. We're going to go with this brown made by MB. Let's see if that'll work. I don't think this is going to be the right brown. His needs a darker brown. We're going to go with a darker brown. This is kind of more of a tan color, not so much a brown. Okay, yeah, so it's this brown right here. This will be the better brown. Yep, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and throw this color in there. All we're doing is putting that cream back in certain spots. It's not that bad on his. It's just that we want to add that back in as best we can, so he can have a fresh look. A fresh look. Yeah, buddy. Yep. So we're just gonna simply put that brown back in. Good cream. It's already looking like wonderful. You can tell these steps sometimes you don't want to skip, because if you do skip them, you cut off the cycle. You know, like a washing machine. You end the washing machine cycle right in the middle of it. You're not getting the full effect of making sure that your clothes are gonna get clean. So you don't want to skip steps. And this one is a pretty important one. So all we're doing here is just putting that in. And then we're gonna take our brush and we're gonna simply brush it out. So we take our brush here. Actually, I'm gonna go with this one and this one. And this is just gonna get that color in. Yeah, color's definitely going in. Good. Okay. Let's go with this one. make sure that toe box is covered very well. When you hit this up, oh yeah, you can see right here that it's working in. I'm gonna put my chest right up against the boot so it won't pull out the boot holder. Just on whenever you're doing polishing with the rag, if you got somebody in your chair, it's a little different than when you're holding it here on the wall because of the motion. It's going to go back and forth. But it's looking really good. The colors came back. Bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back. Looking really good. Okay, so now you can see they're starting to get very, very shiny. But wait, there's more. We got to put the polish on, and then one coat of cream, and then we'll throw some oil on top, and it should be about all she wrote. So now we're going to come with this brown, this is mid tan. This is Leakin mid tan. So we're going to come with some of that. This is where the shine really going to happen. Go up on the toe box, along the side on the vamp, up on top. This is where it's really going to pop out. Cleaning leather shoes like the leather boots and shoes like this, where it's not that complicated of a material. Polish is the thing that really makes it pop out. It's like it's an easy win, shall I say? It's a W. It's a W. It should be anyway. It should be the way you should look at it, because it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to get them cleaned. It's just a matter of knowing the steps, taking the time, doing it right. And you don't have to do it all night. So anyhow, okay, now we're going to go with this again. The rag. Get that in there real good. You put that cream on there, it's going to pop, because that polish helps to keep things polished. Like buffing a car, you have those waxes in there. At a certain point, you're going to get that good shine because it's built. It's building on that foundation of what you've been cleaning. And it only makes things better once things are really, really polished nice and well. Polished nice and well. It's got a thick coat. A thick coat. A thick coat. Yup. Thick coat. Now I'm just looking to see if I'm missing any spots in here that I can get while I'm here. Everything looks good. We'll go ahead and go with 2 brushes. Get your arm workout on here. Okay, so now that's all done. We did the polish, cream, color, brushing, buffing, everything. Now we're going to throw some of this Saphir. This is just the standard neutral color cream. It's not really color cream. Well, it is, because they make black and brown up here. But this neutral works on any surface color. And I like to put some of this on as a topper. It really helps shines up the outer coat, the final coat, and gives a really good shine and a reinforcement and reassurance that that leather is now cooked. Shows that that all those base coats of polish and creams are in the leather, and this serves as a protector. But in most cases, I don't add this, or actually, I do add this. Excuse me, I don't add neat's foot oil on every boot application as a topper, like I'm going to do his, because I want to give his a little bit extra protection. And that's just speaking on what's needed. Like in his case, these need it really, really bad. So we're going to put that down, and we're going to go out of here one more time. Ooh wee, them jokers look good now. Yep. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with that light coat of Neat's 100% Neat's foot. 100% Neat's foot. And we're just gonna get a little bit, and we're just gonna throw it on the top. This will help keep everything shined up and keep everything in good condition for him as an extra layer of protection. And yeah, should be good to go here. All the leather is good and sealed. And this is adding some more conditioning, excuse me, rather than than anything. And when it dries up, it's going to leave a really good sheen on it. We'll throw some up on the uppers too, just so they can also be hydrated. Yep. This Neat Flow oil works really good. I love it for boots that are out in the field, um, on the ranch, out and about, on the trail, wherever you may be. Neat Foot oil is a good um, oil to keep protection on your leather goods, whether it's boots, whether it's saddlebags, backpacks, saddles, whatever the case. That Neat Foot oil does a really good job. And so you can just get off the excess a little bit if you like. So it won't be so greasy. Yep. You can see the shine on them now. The shine is there. The Neat Foot oil is there. Everything is there. And so we just take a little bit off the top just to kind of get it a little bit more malleable. I coated it very well. And there it is. There they are. Clean pair of boots. Clean, ready to go. Ready for another stomping session. Shalom.